You'll never believe this, but Seviper actually does something today. It's crazy. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus Lazy Boy from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump to the team preview. Okay, Tyler's brought a pretty powerful looking team. They got a Garchomp, Delphox, Walking Wake, Torkoal, Meowscarada, and a Klefki. Klefki's an interesting one, so they probably lead off with Torkoal, in which case we should lead off with something to counteract that, like the Garchomp, for example, so we can Earthquake, get some Stealth Rocks up, all that wonderful stuff. They might also lead with Klefki, which is also good to lead with Garchomp because of Earthquake and all that, so I think Garchomp's a solid lead here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Seviper, on the other hand, not looking like it's doing much. I mean, it's hard to use in OU. It's very hard to use. This is why it's not OU. And the battle begins, so Lazy Boy is going to lead off with the Monstra, which is the Garchomp, as we lead off with our own Garchomp. Nice and shiny on both ends, gotta love it. Gotta love it. So this is obviously a bad matchup for us. We don't want to get Draco Meteored or outraged or anything like that. So we're probably best off switching out. I'm feeling like Rotom's a good switch because, let's be honest, they probably get up Stealth Rocks, right? So should we just get up a Stealth Rocks and be done with it? I think we should get up a Stealth Rocks because they're probably going to do the same thing. So we go for Stealth Rocks. There we go. Stealth Rock A, Stealth Rock A. As they go in exactly for what I thought they would go for, which is Draco Meteor. And they take out our Garchomp. So off to a bad start. But, there is a big but here. Nothing on their team actually wants to switch in to Seviper. Except from the Garchomp, who is already in at -2 special attack. But they probably have Earthquake, right? So is there any point? Probably not. I'm probably better off going in something like Quackable here. Quackable does well against the team as well. If we can get an Aqua Step and Close Combat Moxie boost going. I think the best thing we can go for is Moltres. So I'm going to go straight to Moltres real quick. Moltres can definitely handle this Garchomp, especially now that it can't hit us with a full power Draco Meteor. So I'm going to go straight for that Hurricane and just get some chip damage. They go for a Stealth Rocks, which is fair enough. Stealth Rocks are up on our side of the field. Can't do anything about that. As now, we go for a Hurricane. We hit the Hurricane, which is nice. So we're going to do a nice chunk of damage to this thing. Not enough to KO, but it is enough to confuse them, which is great. So the confusion on the Garchomp is fantastic. Now we just have to go for another one because there's not really much point not going for it because it hits everything except from the Klefki, and Klefki doesn't want to take a Fire Blast, that's for sure. So let's go for another Hurricane real quick, as they do outspeed us this turn. Obviously they outspeed us anyway. And they are going to be able to land a Draco Meteor through Confusion, which is going to do minimal damage to us because it's -2 special attack. It doesn't have the best special attack in the world anyway. Let's see if we can hit Hurricane. Wow, second time in a row we hit Hurricane. That's crazy look. Crazy look. So down goes their Garchomp. So it's Garchomp and Garchomp gone. And now we're in this really cool position where nothing can switch into Seviper, but we have no way of getting Seviper in. So in comes the Torkoal. It's going to get that nice and powerful Sun up, which is... Or not. Or not. Why? Why not? Why not? Why not? Are you not a Sun-bringing Torkoal? He's put in the chat something is interesting about the Torkoal. So what set is this? I'm thrown off now. It can't touch us, surely. Let's go for a Hurricane and find out. Hurricane hits 3 times in a row, which is really good luck. It's going to do a lot of damage. They go for a Rapid Spin to get rid of the Stealth Rocks, which is fair enough. That's going to get rid of the Stealth Rocks. It's going to boost their speed as well, now that it matters, because I'm pretty sure they still get outspared and KO'd by this next attack. We can just go for Terra Blast. We don't have to risk hitting the Hurricane again. Terra Blast will definitely finish this thing off. So there we go. Terra Blast comes through. Down goes the Torkoal. So Torkoal being not Sun was interesting, especially when you consider it's been paired with Walking Wake. Like normally you bring Sun with that, but I'm curious to see what that Torkoal set was. In comes Klez, which is of course the Klefki. Now we can smack this thing in the face with a Fire Blast, or we cannot because we're going to get paralyzed otherwise. I'm thinking Seviper, if Seviper's doing anything, it's going to be now. So I'm going to switch Seviper in. Because Seviper has an interesting ability called Infiltrator, which actually bypasses the screens that could be set up by the Klefki. So we're actually in a decent position, because nothing really wants to switch in on an Earthquake, except from the Meowscarada. So they do go for a Light Screen, which is fair enough. Light Screen's fair enough. Seviper, please do your thing here. Do your thing. Let's go for that Earthquake, get some serious damage off on this Klefki. It's not going to KO because it's Seviper. They do withdraw. To go into what, though? That's the real question. Buffon? What's that? Meowscarada comes in. Very risky play because we could have gone for Terra Fire there. Earthquake comes through. It's going to do a decent chunk of damage to them. Not quite enough to get the KO. But Seviper did something, and that's all that matters, really. That is all that matters. So a knockoff is incoming. 100% incoming. So we go into Moltres trying to get the Flame Body. I think that's the best way around it, because Moltres isn't doing much for us other than that. Other than switching into this thing. So we'll go into Moltres real quick. There we go. They do go for a Copycat. Which means they're going to go for an Earthquake. So that's a Copycat Meowscarada. That's pretty cool, actually. That would have not worked out for Seviper. It worked out nicely for us because we got no damage. But, yeah, I'm going to go for a U-turn here. Also good to know they're not Protean as well. Protean. They're not Protean. So, in comes Klez, which is the Clef Key, obviously. Interesting choice of switch into a Moltres. We go for the U-turn, though. And there we go. So, let's withdraw Moltres real quick, and we'll go into our Seviper. Now, Seviper is in a very good position. Like I've already said, Seviper's in a good position. You know? We can definitely take any hit this thing wants to throw at us. And we can dish out some damage in return. The Meowscarada doesn't want to switch in again, surely. We could go for Terra Fire, Terra Blast. Would that be worth it? Would that be worth it? Or would Earthquake just be better? Because if they're going to go Meowscarada again, we could Terra Blast, Terra Fire. Do we need Terra for anything else? I don't think so. The only thing is that it makes us weak to Stealth Rock as well. You know, screw it. If Seviper's doing anything this game, it's getting the KO on one of this Clef Key or the Meowscarada, one of the two. It's getting the KO on one of those two. That's pretty much all Seviper's doing this game. So we'll Terra. We'll put our nice Fire Crown on our head. Now we have Terra Fire Blast because of things like obviously Clef Key and Corviknight. So they go for a Reflect. Little do they know that Infiltrator is a thing. So we should definitely get some serious damage off on this. Might even KO. It's Choice Banded. It's Stab, technically. So, let's see. Oh, it nearly gets the KO, which is crazy good. So let's go for that Terra Blast one more time. They do go for a Thunder Wave, and they miss. That's horrendous luck. Horrendous luck. But Seviper coming through with the Terra Blast. Getting the KO on the Clef Key, which is amazing. Now, the paralysis doesn't matter too much that he missed because Seviper is very slow anyway. In fact, it's slower than everything on their team, even the Clef Key, technically. But in comes Dinosaur, which is the Walking Wake. So Walking Wake comes in. We are obviously terrified of this thing. There is nothing we can do against this thing. There's no way we can switch in against this thing. So we go for another Terra Blast just on the off chance. They go for a Dragon Dance? Dragon Dance Walking Wake. Dragon Dance Walking Wake is going to sweep me. So we go for a Terra Blast Fire. I was not expecting Dragon Dance. What coverage does this thing get physically wise? I think it only gets like Outrage and then Liquidation maybe? I don't know. Let's give her another Terra Blast. They go for a Waterfall. That's the one, Waterfall. That's going to KO Seviper, unfortunately. But Seviper did good. He got a KO, alright? Everyone give a round of applause for Seviper. Well done, Seviper. You earned your spot in the thumbnail. You managed to get a KO, even if it was a Clef Key. And you managed to do some valuable chip damage against the Walking Wake. And now that we are in a very bad position, what do we do here? I don't think it gets any ice coverage. We could go into Rotom. I think Rotom's a good shout. I think Rotom is a good shout. So we'll go Rotom. And we're going to hope and pray that this Walking Wake doesn't sweep us. Because if Dragon's Walking Wake sweeps me, I'm going to be mad. So let's go for that Leaf Storm real quick. Get some maximum damage output on this thing. So they go for a Crunch. Didn't know this thing looked Crunch. Lowers our defenses, which is really unfortunate. As we go for a Leaf Storm, it's going to do a good amount of damage. Enough to 2-hit KO, which is great after the special attack drop. We definitely go for another Leaf Storm here, because I'm pretty sure we can live on like 1 HP with Crunch. There's the Crunch. Are we going to live on 1 HP? No, we don't. Never mind. You can't really predict living on 1 HP. You can't really predict it, so just I don't know, a little bit of jokey part on my part. So, we've got a couple of options here. I think our best bet is to go into Quackable. I think if anyone's finishing this thing off, it's Quackable, so we'll go Strictly real quick. There we go. Point Stones are going to dig in, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? Not a lot. Now we go for a Aqua Step. It is 4 times resisted, but it'll give us a nice speed boost, which is important. Dragon Claw comes through. Does a lot of damage, but not quite enough to get the KO as we go for the Aqua Step, which is, of course, going to be able to do nothing because of the Reflect. Maybe I should have close combated there. But I think the only way we... This is a tough one to come back from. Tough one to come back from. So We definitely go for a close combat here. They go for a Dragon Claw. They still outspeed us, of course, because they got a Dragon Lance up. Quackville does go down. So, okay. How do I beat this thing? So we've got Crunch for the Goldengo. That's what they've got. Crunch for the Goldengo. So let's go Goldengo. I'm pretty sure we lose this game, though. Nice and shiny, though. Look at the Goldengo. Looks great. Nice and shiny. So we just go straight for a Shadow Ball here. We don't want to mess around with its Walking Wake anymore. I should have probably kept Quackville around just to tackle that Delphox, but it's whatever. They go for a Crunch, it's non-stabbed, and we are bulky, so it's going to be able to take it like a champ. Go for a Shadow Ball. That's going to easily take out the Walking Wake. So Walking Wake is down and out. Dragon Dance Walking Wake. So do I clickbait the title with Dragon Dance Walking Wake, or that Seviper actually did something for a change? I think we go with the Seviper one. I think, you know what? Seviper's going in the thumbnail. So in comes Buffon, which is going to be the Meowscarada. There we go. I remember, see? We go for a Make It Rain just on the off chance they don't have knockoff, because they have got a weird set. They've got Copycat and all that stuff. They go for the Copycat, which is going to copy our Shadow Ball. Now, Meowscarada doesn't have the best special attack in the world, so we could live this. We lived on 1 HP! Yes! We actually did it! Crazy! I predicted it earlier. It wasn't the Rotom, it was the it was the Goldengo living on 1 HP. I can't believe it. That's awesome. In comes Magic, which is the Delphox. We lived on 1 HP. That's crazy good. That's crazy good. So let's go for a Shadow Ball just in case they decide to set up or something. They do go for a Flame Charge. Interesting. That's going to boost their speed. Now Delphox just took a 180 and it's a completely different threat now. It is a very big threat. We might actually lose this game to Delphox. So we'll go Moltres. See how this works for us. We'll go Moltres real quick. There we go. No stones damage because of the heavy duty boots. We go for a Hurricane. Hopefully we can hit the Hurricane. That'd be nice. That's if we can even live this next attack, because they're going to Terra. What type are they going to Terra into, though? That's the real question. What type are they going to Terra into? So they're going to Terra into a Fairy type, which is interesting. So we could have gone for a Fire Blast, but you can't really predict Terras a lot of the time. You can, but it's tough. So they go for a Psychic. That's not going to be boosted by Terra, but it's still going to do a decent chunk of damage. Nearly gets the KO. We miss the Hurricane. Moltres. This is what happens when you hit 3 Hurricanes in a row. All the rest are just inaccurate. So they go for a Dazzling Gleam booster by Terra. That's obviously going to KO us. And that's going to be the game. So Moltres goes down to the Delphox. But what a game that was. It came right down to the wire. It was a pretty fun game. Some interesting sets on my opponent's side, like the Torkoal, for example. And then the Meowscarada of its Copycat. And you love to see it. You love to see it. So GG Tyler, GG Lazy Boy. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.